guys, thanks for returning to yet another video. I have another message. So someone was really jealous of your connection with your person. Whether it's because they were talking about you or, the onlookers, the watchers had witnessed your connection, but there were definitely some eyes on you and your significant other. And it was during the premature stages, the honeymoon phase. And some jealous, negative Nancy, or some hateful, low key jealous, or low key skeptical, low key scorned homeboy decided to give their input when your person decided to share how they felt about you. Maybe they were showing you off. Maybe they were talking about you in high regards. Maybe they just came off sprung, right? And because your person has opened up about your relationship in the premature stage, before they could figure out what's what, they let too many people in, gave too many people room for an opinion, and that sank the ship before it could sail. Nonetheless, that was your protection, because here's the thing, and if you're a young woman, old woman, middle age, whatever, if you're a woman listening to this, right? You see, if a man is easily swayed by public opinion or does not have sound counsel, meaning someone who is going to say not just what they think, but offer advice that would lead them back to their own discernment, that's not a man that you should really consider to allow you to be his. What am I saying? That's not someone that you should allow to lead you as your man. They're not ready. They may get ready at some point, but as it stands, they're not quite ready. They're not. And you picked up on it early enough to kind of accept it, even though it hurt you to disconnect from someone that you've bonded with. But believe you me, they did not really bat an eye about the distance that you created, because in their mind, they felt justified. In their mind, they felt like their friends were right because they took their friends' advice. In their mind, they weren't prepared to risk love. They weren't ready. They knew the connection was there. It was strong. But they weren't ready to take that genuine leap of faith and that chance and put their all into it. So it would have been an unbalanced situation because you were at the door. All they needed to do was knock with a genuine heart, and it would be opened to them. That love that they needed, that they wanted, would be there for them. But they were too cowardice to actually step into the role of taking a risk. And that is what would have proved his worthiness, to actually risk not knowing whether or not it was going to work out in the end. But the leap of faith to take a chance on love would have been confirmation to you that he is indeed the one. But because he chose not to, he stayed where he was at. He went back to what he was used to learn his lessons, to feel what it feels like to not have the kind of soul connection that you all share. And now he regrets it. I strongly, strongly feel that he is wondering what's going on with you, why he's not hearing from you, why are you not speaking, and what do you really think about him at this particular point? Because what he thought he traded you for, the grass wasn't greener on the other side. And because there's been so much time in between, you've accepted it for what it was. You accepted the redirection, and you accept that anyone that is worth your time, your energy, your love, all that you have to give, your essence, all that you've worked hard to build, your self-confidence, your self-esteem, is worth petitioning for. It is worth someone saying, hey, I would like to be that for you. And I want to stand here because I'm sure of you and I'm waiting for you. And see, men nowadays are young men, old men, middle-aged men. They forget that that is an essential part of courting. It's to be an expectation without certainty. Men nowadays want certainty, and I think that's why they 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 hunger for sex so much from women. It's more of a natural instinct now. It's not even like a desire or a yearning to engage in sexual intercourse. It is more now like an instinct, a right, an expectation to bond in sex because they feel like that will give them the assurance they need and the leverage they need to attract love. They understood that women secrete hormones that activate their emotions and create bonds that are not easily broken for most. And so they activate the sex, they initiate the sex, not because it necessarily is something that they need to feel good, but for various reasons men do it. But mostly it's to gain that entry point, that leverage into your heart space, because they want to predict the outcome. They don't want to go through the process of courting, the natural mating and dating process of competing, and competing in a non-toxic way. When I mean competing, I don't mean beating down someone's door and being overly obnoxious about pursuing one particular person, but it's showing interest and in limbo with the dance. It's a dance, right? It's a dance that is a very delicate dance. I don't know if you ever watch the nature channels when you see birds, the male birds, like peacocks, for example. There are other birds, wild birds in the Amazon and in the jungles of Costa Rica and all over the world, where the males have these beautiful iridescent feathers, these beautifully um, colorful feathers that are put on display during mating season to attract a mate, and they put on a performance to attract their mate, and they wait in expectation that the woman, the female, the woman, but the female would choose them as their partner. It's to show competency, right? And men forget that that's a part of the natural dating ritual. They get down to the sexual ritual because they become so obsessed with control and domination than they do with actually proving that they're worthy of selection. And women who understand this and know their value understand that they have the choice to select. This is why I don't encourage offering sex as an option before commitment. And there are levels to commitment. The higher level of commitment you can obtain before offering sex, the more chances you have, the better your chance of having a successful relationship with longevity and fruitfulness. You're not thinking about the now. You're not wired, ladies, to be in the now. We're wired to cultivate life in our wombs. And so this reprogramming of our absolute nature to be the the ones that contain the capacity to maintain and to cultivate longevity, whether it be relationships, whether it be um, incubating a child, creating um, a nurturing relationship between our children for the rest of their lives. That is in our nature to create and sustain. Our DNA is wired for sustainability. I think that's why women inherently, when healed, hold the codes to creating a sustainable life. Life itself, sustenance comes from the woman, the womb man. So your person is going through a regenerative process, and however long it takes them to understand what's going on and what they need to do and what choices they need to make is entirely up to them. It's out of your hand. And I don't usually recommend that when you have such a definite uh, result. There was no contemplation, there was no indication of contemplation. If there were indication of contemplation, meaning the in between stage was there was some communication, there was some vying for your attention, but it was all pride and ego where there was dead silence. It was a pulling of leveraging power of who's going to fold first. There was no actual initiation of contact and seeking answers or anything like that. That is your indication that you made the right choice and that better is rerouting to you. You have to know that. You have to know that and stand in that. Because no good man that loves you or that sees a future with you is going to allow you to slip away. They won't. I don't care who they are. If they're sure about you, or even if they were unsure and they were just getting over a little bit of doubt of getting hurt, they're not going to let you get away that easy. So understand that in this moment, you did the right thing. Loving yourself first is of the utmost priority. Much love. This is Orator signing out. Guys, you got the message. If you feel led to, go ahead and click the link in my About page and donate to this channel, guys. It'll really help get the messages out on a more regular basis. Um, let me know what you think in the comments below.